up, guys? Sleek Hobbies 88, and look what we have here. Yes, sir. My first Losi, first big one. Pretty much fifth scale, 35-inch truck from front to back. It's been around for 3 years, but what they revised some things with this model. They had done some different stuff with the Spectrum system and different remote. So as we go through the unboxing, I'll show you guys. But yeah, Brenthal edition. I wanted this truck. I did research on the brothers. I own the business. I like their platforms. I like what they do. You know, I can't afford a $500,000 truck like this, but I can tell you right now, I can do the $1,000 one, and it's totally gonna be sweet. I can't wait to get this puppy out of here. All right. Except for the big round now. This is by far one of the best scales, in my opinion. Just well scaled out. It's a full trigger car. It's not really a dash. It just screams everything. Wow. Wow, guys. You gotta remember, this is my first 26 1/5. Oh, it's longer than an X-Max. It's 35 inches from front to back. If you do the math, that's pretty big. It's as big as the DBX Pro 2.0 LED edition, whatever stands for extra large, or XL, I mean. I was going to get that one, but I decided, I wanted more scale. I know it's a little more trickier to work on this bad boy, but this is where it goes. So we're going to pull it out the box. Push it in the front. Of course, you get your toolkit, which is another upgrade because I've seen in the older videos that they have you get your spacers for the wheels in the back to track this to 0 degrees. So that comes in the box with your manual information and then your controller, which I'll be right now. Of course, Losi always puts batteries in it. And this was the upgrade. They had the SLT2 before in the older models when it came out 2 years ago, and now they do the SLT to use Spectrums. Great remote. It's got everything. Telemetry and all. That's an awesome remote. Another box. Add to the boxing collection. Truly enjoy the hobby. So let's get this beast out here for you guys. Give me a second. Bear with me. Wow. Holy crap, guys. This thing is huge. I'll get back with you guys. We'll do the pull off. What's up, guys? Sleek Hobbies 88. I told you guys I'd be back. I wanted to me and my wife were just really going over this thing, and you know, they really tell you, man, pictures don't tell you the size of this, and I will show you different vehicles that I have to compare the size. But to really talk about this truck, guys, is this truck is on the level of design that these trucks are gearing toward today. And what that means is attention to detail, scale, and just all around well developed. You know what I mean? And we already know Losi's been in the business for years. One of the best in the business. And yeah, this is my first vehicle, but I've had a Losi years ago, and I wanted to go big with them this time and get something at a scale that and I like these trucks. These are my all the RC trucks we purchase. I have a thing for trophy trucks, and I'm like, you know what? I could get the Mojave, and I was gonna get it. That's a bad rig. That would have been my second go-to, or even the Losi 2.0. That's the 10 scale. And I was like, you know what? I already have a Sentin. Sentin's pretty cool in its design, and it's awesome. But I want something scaled but big, and I want an 8S platform this time, because I have all 6 and 3s, and 4S actually coming. It's on its way. It'll be my next unboxing. But this truck's been around for about 3 years, guys, and it doesn't get old, and it won't get old. The way they engineered and put this together and took time out and detail, and even like being that I did the research with the Brenthal brothers on this truck, and it's to the T to their trucks. It's like you're looking at it, but instead of you having a $500,000 vehicle, you actually get one for $1,000. So to have that that in its own character is awesome. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this paper off for you guys that like this out there. So I saved that, but me and my wife, man, we even put this next to our dog. We have one of our dogs is a Boston, and he's actually a good sized Boston, and he literally can go for a ride on us. And we were just laughing, you know. Like I said, the pictures don't do this truck justice, or the videos. There you guys go. You know, I was telling RC Guy Garage the other earlier, as we had a message to him, because he's got that Red Cat Vigilant, and that'll be next on my list of a monster truck size. And I told him I'm excited. I posted something. I got something on the way too that you'd like, and I've done videos with him and watched or not done videos with him, but I've watched his videos, and he had purchased about 8-9 months ago a Losi 2.0 10 scale, and he enjoyed that truck. I mean, other than the maintenance, and you got to detail, you got to be really about the maintenance. You don't just, some people will buy these and they just don't want to work on them. But he enjoyed that truck. It was the scale, it was performance, it was just all the above. To know that I saw his platform and what he liked, and I was like, you know what, I want to do that, but I want to do it a little bit bigger, you know, so this is what I chose. But even the truck that he showed, you know, it doesn't do it justice in scale. Like, when you see that Vigilante in person, and you know, you guys know the X-Max is a big truck, man. For that to be a little bigger than the X-Max, and even like this being bigger than it, that's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. Because these are big vehicles, and the X-Max isn't small. So I chose this. This is the scale stuff I like. Monster truck wise, eventually, not to get off topic, but I'm gonna be checking that Red Cat out for the bang of the buck, for the size. It's, to me, that's where it's at. I feel like I want to give these companies, not only that been around, that have given us the respect. Now you guys understand what Losi's bringing to the table with their dirt bikes, their 10 scales, these scales, all the way. You know what I mean? They're the best of the best. They are the best. You know, people will say this company is the best. They're the best. You know, Arma, to me right now, Arma, Losi, and Red Cat are shining with what I see. And what I see, even with an aluminium chassis, the builders have stuff hold up for the most part until you go to like a concrete skate ground. I mean, we're talking dirt and stuff and everything else, and just be able to hold up for what their platforms do. I like it for not being plastic. I just like the realism. Not everybody sends their stuff to the moon anyways. So, you know, I just like what these companies been doing that I mentioned, and continuing to shoot for the stars, you know what I mean? They're not keeping it all original. They're not staying with the platform for over so many years without at least tweaking major things, even if it's electronics. You know, when, you know, Arma came out with their new 8S platform last year, they did change a lot of things, and they did go bigger. Yeah, they didn't change it to where you're like, whoa, but they added a few little bits, bigger sizes to stuff, widened it up, bigger pinion. You know, they listened to us. They upgrade the chassis size. And I don't even have one. I just watch the videos and I understand when I seen these guys, every one of them explaining, and what was most important when you're spending $1,000, the electronics. Them trucks are insane. Just where you barely even have to put a 12S in them. So, same thing with Losi. They listen, they develop, they pay attention, and they make it happen. Red Cat, same thing. They've been doing the same thing. They've been listening. You know, I like seeing these companies hitting the point of what customers want and listening to it. So yeah, I chose this truck, and I really, you know, a lot of us are gonna have our own opinions, but this truck is to me the top 3 best right now out there. of the bigger scale RCs. As far as we're talking speed, it can be thrashed. I mean, things will break, but I've seen it get beat on, and just all around, just the looks. It's scaled out. If they do more scaling, that's going to be insane. We got the Baja Rey that Losi does. That's a nice scaled setup, a little bit smaller. Same wheelbase though. And then you have also the DBX LE. That thing's a beast too in its own. So shout out to Losi. Thank you for doing your innovation that you guys been doing for us. Continue to do what you're doing. I really appreciate it. As in just buying my first vehicle with you guys. I will continue to be looking forward with this, what you guys bring to the table now. I'm excited. But yeah, this truck, just, kind of a rundown. It's going to be kind of hard to move it around a little bit right now. But this comes with the SLT3. A lot of people can say that, and I can agree. Has great feedback with how it works. Feels good in the hand. I do have things set. I'm going to set the trim. Now, anytime you guys are doing a binding and you turn this on, which I haven't done yet, make sure all your stuff's at dead center before you turn it on. You got your brake rate, which is all the way up. I'm going to leave it right there for now. You have your steering rate, do rate. You got to pay attention, make sure it's centered. Then you got your steering trim, your throttle trim, and your 50, 75, and 100%. Great battery, especially if you're running a Spectrum. Smart battery in these. It'll read this. It'll come up on your telemetry. It'll read all that, so that's cool. Let's see, with the truck. Let me go ahead and give you a second, guys. Okay, guys, we're back. Sleep Package 88. Me and the wife had to go over some stuff that we ordered. Making sure to find out why a certain shipment wasn't coming. It's just a delay in the warehouse. You know how that goes when you're paying for Prime. Sometimes you expect to figure out why the merchandise hasn't been coming through. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead right now and kind of go through the truck with you guys as I'm learning as I go. The heads do move, but I turned it back, so that's cool. The detail inside looks really nice. It's really unique in its own way. Let me give you guys some light here. Sorry about that. Look at that, pretty cool. Now, a lot of guys had issues with their stickers. So far, I looked everything over, did a quick little dust down, and stickers been good on this truck. So I'm gonna actually start off by taking these wheels off. Now this came with this. I'm gonna use it similar to what the Big Rock and stuff comes with, which is nice. These are very nice to have in the hand. Eventually I will be using power tool setup. This bad boy's on it pretty good. There we go. We're going to go over all the stuff, check it out. There's things I will tell you that I'm going to be doing to the truck from current videos, and it just makes sense to the platform. Like I said, this truck is what we call a full trigger truck. We just let it hit the bumps, flat plane with a desert type look, and you just pretty much you rip it, man. You just let it rip. So first off, I noticed right here is these are actually BF Goodrich tires, which is pretty cool, guys. Pretty cool in my opinion. I know they're not going to be cheap either. Good sized tire, firm. It's got a nice vents. It's got vents right here. You can see. These are nice to have. Some people don't like them. I don't mind them. I mean, unless you're driving in the sand or something, you might have to plug it. But other than that, there's two of them on each side, so that's cool. Really nice tire, you could tell. Great. I know this thing's gonna tear the yard up. It's gonna be sweet. I noticed too, it's got the hexes in here all the way around, which is pretty dope. That's unique. I like that. And I see that it's even got the threads from even when when you're putting the hexes on. This is a 17 mil, which is really unique because you can, instead of it being a 23 or 24 mil or whatever the other scales that they offer, you can actually fit. I've even seen companies do 18 mil. You can actually put different size tires on here. There's more options with that, so that's really cool. The other thing I like that they did with this, I'm already looking at it. Let me get this up on the stand here. is pretty cool here. You got a realistic brake caliper here, guys. It's not actual brake, but it's the look, the thought. Look at that. Just sits up in here in the housing. That is pretty freaking cool. The attention to detail, man. I can just stare at this and just stare at it. Let me go ahead and take the back off now for you guys. Bear with me. I'm trying to do everything where I can keep you guys on video and I don't have to edit it. Just do it as I go. You know, it's pretty cool doing it that way. I'm really glad I did do my homework and I looked up on this vehicle and just did my my research on it and what I liked and the things that I'm going to take care of that I know about. No big deal. You know what I mean? Like I said, this thing is freaking awesome. So the same thing with the back. You get your attention to detail. One thing I can tell you right now is these back axle hubs are huge. They are huge. Right here. Look at the inside of that. Look at the size of the suspension to my hand, my fingers. Man. Wow. Same thing with the detail. Really cool. 17 mil hex. Now, this is eventually I'm going to be putting these in. This is something they did. And, you know, they have a reason why they have it in towed. It's by racing reasons. I don't know. I'm going to tow it back to 0 degrees and putting this in. So what you're doing is you're just taking these off, popping this off, pulling it out, and putting this back in here, and the coupling. And I think it's got dig 0. So these are just the different types of digs you're doing if you're going to rip. Just pop those on there and do it. So it'll give me something to do, fart around with. I don't mind it. Then you got, look at the detail here. With the tires. Extra set of tires. Fully usable, functionable. They got 2 bolts for each side. Come out. This comes right up and it's ready to go. Now the one thing that has to be done with this vehicle and other vehicles in the past, and they have the part for it, is the right up here, the control arm that goes in. It flexes right there a little bit. They have a brace for that. Other than that, this thing is ready to go. That's the start off right there. It's got a really solid front setup, which I had saw videos on. That they redid it. It's not identical to the Baja Rey 2.0. Or should I say, yeah. They were having issues with that model 4 years ago when it came out, where the front end was breaking, the pillars were breaking off, so they revamped the front end. From here up, it's different. From here back, it's similar to the Baja Rey. And the issues wasn't back here, it was up here when they first came out with the Baja Rey 4 years ago. A year later, they developed this one, and I'm gonna go ahead and flip it for you guys. This thing is about 25 pounds. It's not light. So I will tell you, if you're gonna do this hobby and you're gonna get into this, don't be careful who you're around and so you don't hurt somebody, because these things will hurt. They will break something if they hit you. Hands down. Control arms are huge. They're thick. The composite. As you can see, you got your metal toe links in the inner and outer right here. These are metal. This was the upgrade they did with that right here. With the clamps. They did these. They upgraded these with more heavy duties. Brackets. And up at the control arm at the top as well has been updated. And then of course you have here, which we're going to take this apart here in a second. I'll pull this apart. This is your battery tray. I'll go over this real quick with you guys. Bear with me as we go. I'm pretty super pumped. So this truck, I'll have it out tomorrow. I got two 4S batteries coming for this truck. And I'm just going to wait until those 4S's come and do it that way. So this is your battery tray. You just go ahead and you pull that lever and you should be able to just right out, just like that, which is pretty cool. And I think you just push back and pull. Look at this thickness of this thing, man, and it's heavy. Nice little foam composite. And then in here we have the foam for whatever battery you're pretty much going to be using. and it allows it to squeeze and give it space if you're just running one 6S or whatnot. Now I'm going to see the battery size we're dealing with here. I do believe this one could fit similar, but this isn't the battery I'm going to be using. Yeah, oh yeah, no problem. So that was just giving me an idea of what I got coming in the mail, same size, 2 4S's, and it goes right up in there. And then you put another bad boy in there, and you feed that right through here. Hold on 1 second. And then you feed that bad boy right in there, like so. There you go. And it'll come right through like that when you're doing it. To this side. These are IC5 connectors, also compatible with EC5. Spectra Smart technology, so that's cool. I'm curious though, I know it ain't gonna work, but I want to see anyways. So I like these Z's. I've been getting Z's. They're really good batteries, but I'm curious to see the brick size on this. If this would, even if I wanted to have this fit, would it? That's my question. Just curious. So actually, no. So that's the thing. When you gotta understand, when you're ordering these batteries, you gotta be careful. You gotta pay attention to measurements, and that's what I like about Amazon. They tell you the sizes, and you can get the measurements on these batteries for the length. So that can go in there, but you're literally gonna push on it, and you don't want to do that. You just don't want to do that. But it gives me an idea now. I got two 8,000 milliamp 100Cs coming, and they're the same size as this battery. That is 4S that can fit in there. And the other truck I have on the way, which I'm looking, it's gonna be super cool, from Arma. I'll be doing a review on that tomorrow, getting that bad boy out. Excited for that for you guys too. Is this one, but this one's going into that truck, but that's a different platform, so it'll fit. But you can see, and a lot of you guys don't know this is runtime. So when you got a 9,000 or 10,000 milliamp battery, you're getting punch power right here, which is the 100C, and then the runtime's up here. And I don't know about you guys, but I want runtime, you know. So I was like, what can I get for this thing for the bang of the buck to pack the, the time in here, because it's big and heavy, and get the right size batteries. So the Z had the 8,000 milliamps, and then the measurements I can't remember, but they were exactly the measurements I needed for this box to fit it in here. And I said, all right, let's run it. So that's going to be plenty of runtime. I've seen guys running this on 5,500, 5,000 milliamp, 5,500 and 6,500s, and they were getting decent runtime. So that's going to be sweet. We're having an 8,000 milliamp in there and running it, getting to really test it out. So yeah, those are the battery. That's the battery tray. I like it because it keeps everything enclosed, covered up. And then I don't like it because the only thing I don't like about that battery tray is that I can't get the batteries, bigger ones, in there if I have them on hand. So if you're into the hobby and you're getting into it, I recommend to make sure you get your measurements, and I'm going to do that actually for you right now. Give me a second. So if you guys end up purchasing this and you're new, the exact measurement here for you guys. I appreciate you guys being watching the video and being a part of the RC. So we got exactly 6 1/4. So that's what you're going to be looking for when you're getting a battery, pretty much. Roughly 6 inches, what to say, minimum, you want to say. So if I take this battery, and that's what I did online when I ordered the other ones, is this one's literally the one I just showed you, which is perfect, like I said. And they're available. It's not like, oh man, this sucks. It's 5.5 inches for this sucker, and this is a big battery. It's not. It's just stacked. It's a stacked battery. So like I said, with 2 of these in here, no problem in there. I'll be able to get them both in there. It'll be snug, but it'll go in there, and away I go. And there's going to be a setup on how I want to stack it. I mean, I can even go, and I'm going to do it as I go. I'm going to learn as I go. So you gotta understand, guys, I'm doing the process just like you guys are that are new to this. I'm learning with this setup. So, but yeah, that's the batteries I'm using. Looking forward to that. It's gonna be fun. This thing's stout, man. Look at this. Look at these A-arms, these pillars, or these control arms. So another thing I advise you guys to do when you're buying a new RC, and I've said this many a times, is to go over all your stuff. check and see if things are loose, tightened, whatever, and go from there to get an idea of what's going on with the truck. So what I am going to be doing with this truck is I had seen a video, and the guy had mentioned to take these toe links and drop them down one more, I do believe, and I'm going to double check, and you will get a better riding experience as far as the handling and the turns, and then check to see what the fluids are, of course, on the suspension. These are King shocks, which are really, that's a actual real company in real life. They do sell those, so that's awesome. You got your control arms up here, and your pivots down here, which work independently like a real truck does. Like I said, this truck is very, very based off the real platform, so it's a small portion of what's underneath it. I'm not going to take it apart today, but eventually when I have time for cleanup and I go over everything, I will take this thing apart and show you guys the underneath. There's one other thing I do want to show you guys is the motor, and then after that, that's it. Here's got a power source right here. So that you're I'm going to check the settings on this and see what I got to do the adjustments. But yeah, this is the Losi 2.0 Baja Rey, man. Big monster. Now I'm going to go ahead and be right back with you guys. I'm going to take this motor cap off and see what this bad boy looks like. Back again, took the plate off, kind of was just going over it a little bit. This thing is big, man, and I can't even describe, like, I can put a battery up to it. It's freaking thick. It's as big as a mini Coke can or Red Bull can. This is a big motor. It's a 750 kV. It's a monster. You can see I was checking over the gears and everything's been well oiled. The center diff's freaking massive. I like how they did the plating in here, the guide that goes right in. They even put, which was really intelligent, a brace for the motor plate when you put it back on to keep that motor from chattering. Now that's what I'm saying. This is a shout out to Losi. Well done, guys. And you know, my thoughts and opinion on this truck, man, I can't stop smiling. I'm not joking. I'm excited to run it, but at the same time, just looking at it, it's freaking awesome. I got the batteries on the way tomorrow. I got another vehicle I'm going to be showing you guys here, and then go from there. I'm excited. It'll be going out. We'll be putting the videos up this weekend. Enjoy it, man. This is the hobby. This is what, us RC guys, we enjoy this. Do I highly recommend getting this vehicle? If you can afford the money and you can do it, absolutely. To spend $1,000 on a vehicle, there's only a handful I would choose, and this is one of them for sure. The other ones I got in mind. Anybody that has the Losi 2.0 10th scale, they'll tell you that thing, they love it. Just picture it on steroids. I will do a size comparison here in a minute once I get this back up and together. Put everything back on, and I'll give you guys a better idea of what we're dealing with size. And then I'll get a run video in the next day or two. But I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you. Sleek Hobbies 88. Appreciate you guys watching this video, going over the truck. Just looking at it, like I said, it's huge, man. And to get the last kind of idea of the size of this thing, I'm going to do a little bit of a measurement for you guys. I do want to let you know, like I said, it comes with a 750 kV motor, 160 amp Spectrum ESC, and a 90, I think it's a S906 servo. And yeah, so it's everything about it just screams big. So here's the front, kind of give you an idea what it has on here. It's got the Brenthal, just like the real Skilled Trucks edition. Blue suspension, Kings, huge setup. Let me get the light on for you guys. It's even got the dampeners at the bottom, or the spacers to if it bottoms out, it allows it to have that tracking play. It's got the stabilizers, heavy duty, front and back. The back stabilizers are actually located on a sway pivot that comes from here down in here. Look at this, man. Look at this. Just the jack stand, like a realistic jack stand, like the truck. The fire extinguishers, the suspension dampeners for the You got a rear light, headlight in the front, heavy duty, and even in the front right here, guys. Look at that. Look at that, man. It is. I'm telling you, man. Just to have, like I said, just to have it. Look at this suspension trail on this. And a lot of guys that never had one of these, you just, until, like I said, you see it in person, man. Look at that. Freaking is awesome. Look at that detail, man. So I'm gonna go for the size now. Let you guys kind of get an idea how big this bad boy is. And you know, getting into these scales, what the dangers could be, man. If you don't know how to drive, have an open area, a big open area with a truck like this. Highly recommend it. So we got from here to here. Wow, guys, 35.5 inches. 35.5 inches. I'm measuring right here. No, 35. 35 inches, guys. This thing width-wise, do tire to tire first. Tire to tire real quick, bear with me. 16.25 width. And then chassis, we got 16, 15 with the chassis. So yeah, it's got a nice width. They are tippy if you don't have the suspension dialed. And that's really about it, man. This thing is just all around freaking awesome. It's just to look at. I will do one other thing for you guys. I'm going to do a size comparison with other vehicles. Give me a second here. So here's the size comparison. And I'm doing wheel to wheel. Wheel to wheel. Man. This thing is freaking. Let me switch your camera around for you guys. We're going to go... yeah, we'll go out, zoom out. Look at the difference, man. And we're talking huge. This is a 10 scale SC10 Pro 4. By the way, awesome truck by Team Associate. You got your new Losi Baja Rey 2.0 in the Arm Ascent. And I mean, look at that, man. We're talking like freaking huge here next to these guys. But I like the short course trucks. They're all awesome. They have great platforms. Like I said, I could have got the Mojave too. But I have a similar vehicle and a little baby version, or the baby version of that. It's great, awesome platform. I don't see no need in it, guys. I really don't. And then also the SC10 Pro 4. It's got all the features you need. Reedy. It's quick, 2.3S capable. That's also a nice platform. And now this big monster to add to the collection. I'll give you another size comparison with other vehicles. Go, guys. Look at this. Thing's huge. Now the Big Rock is considered 1/7. And look, not even close. And I got this pretty much tagged to wheel, and the rear end even, if you look at it. Now they even say the Machete's 1/6. Not even close. Not at all. Not just a little bit. It's a baby. And these are big vehicles, guys. Give you a little bit of a size comparison. Very big vehicle. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Sleek Hobbies 88. Take care.